TMNT. This is the animated Ninja Turtles movie, and I know I'm not recording in my normal location. I'm on vacation. I wanted to shoot this review though, because I meant to shoot it before I left, but then I realized by mistake this video didn't get shot and recorded, and that made me very upset because I was like, I need to have this out Wednesday, so here we are. TMNT is the only Ninja Turtles theatrically released animated movie. There's been a couple other ones like Turtles Forever, Batman Ninja Turtles. And it's not very good, and I think Mutant Mayhem will be a lot better. The thing is about this movie is when I was a kid, I was kind of fascinated by this movie because, you know, it looked cool, and I just like Ninja Turtles. But every time I tried to watch this movie, it was really boring. And that still remains the case. This movie is really, really boring. And nonsensical. And it's... The reason it's boring is just... There isn't a lot of that Ninja Turtle humor and stuff. It's a lot more like the comics. See, where the original Ninja Turtle movie, Ninja Turtles movies were a perfect blending of those comics and the cartoons. This felt like it was just trying to give you that tone of the comics, but not really able to push it further enough to make it interesting. So it was just a really boring movie. You know, there's a couple good scenes with like Raph and Leo fighting and that kind of stuff, but more other than that, it's just a really boring movie. The animation is not very pretty. I actually think the character designs for the turtles look really nice, but the main problem with this movie is that Leo looks very, very, or not Leo, the backgrounds are really dark. And I get it, it's New York, there's the vigilantes in the shadows, but Mutant Mayhem is a good example of how to do it, right? Where the city's very colorful, it has a vibe to it. You can see that from the trailers, right? Here it's all dark and it just looks very ugly. The action is actually pretty solid, but not interesting enough or well lit enough to really care. And you don't care about the characters in this movie enough. And then you got the fact that there's a theory going around this movie, and this is why I said earlier that the movie is nonsensical. There's a theory going around that this is a fourth installment to the live-action movies. There's references to it. It's implied that they defeated Shredder, which happened in the other TMNT movies, right? But the problem with that is it's a fan theory that's never been confirmed. And it makes this movie really inaccessible to new people, which this movie clearly need to get. This is why this was a box office failure, because it didn't attract new people, right? Because those movies had stopped almost a decade ago. This movie came out in 2007. The last Ninja Turtle movie came out, I think, in 1997. So this coming out when it didn't make that very awkward for it to be a sequel to those, because what kids have seen those, and it didn't make you excited about the Turtles. It was just a really boring movie, and no one talks about this movie for a good reason. It's not good.